morning, everyone. Well, late morning. How are you all doing this morning? I hope you all are doing well. So I'm just tapping in. Man, yesterday was a day. I wanted to come live and talk to you guys about the government shutdown. So I believe we're on day 3 now, right? So that's what we're going to do as I drink me a little matcha. Well, it's a latte. It's a latte. So I'm drinking this latte this morning. And it is quick tea. It's from Masala Instant Chai Latte. So this is what the sisters having this morning. As y'all come in the building, go ahead and get the thumbs up, thumbs up. Yeah. Let's recap. Let's get back into it. Okay. Since I didn't come live yesterday, talking about the government shutdown and how President Trump is like sticking to his word, right? He's saying that, hey, y'all gonna lose y'all jobs. You're fired. That's what he's saying. And it's ludicrous to me, but we're gonna get into it. So what I'm hearing is that 750,000 people have been furloughed and are due to be fired. So I'm going to recap a little bit, catch you back up. We're here on day 3 of the government shutdown. So let's get into it.
Millions of federal workers already forced to work without pay, including TSA agents and some 2 million troops. The Trump administration ready to take it even further. Sources say Republicans were told layoffs could begin as early as today.
Well, there could be firings, and that's their fault, and it could also be other things.
The White House has already started targeting projects important to Democrats, freezing $18 billion in infrastructure funding for New York City, home of both Democratic leaders Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, and blocking $8 billion for energy projects in 16 states that voted Democrat in the last presidential election. President Trump this morning says he'll meet with the Office of Budget and Management Director Russ Vought to determine which programs will be temporarily or permanently cut, saying Democrats have handed him an unprecedented opportunity. Some Republicans warning all this could backfire and hurt bipartisan negotiations. You would caution against firing people.
Response. I would caution against that because it makes it harder for us to get those last 5 Democrats on board with opening the government.
Democrats holding firm on their demands, calling on Republicans to reverse Medicaid cuts and prevent health insurance premiums from rising for millions.
It is not radical to say we want to prevent the average American family from getting these huge increases.
But Republicans say Democrats are holding the country hostage and are calling for moderates in the party to break ranks.
I think a lot of these rank-and-file Democrats are looking for an off-ramp, and so I'm hoping at some point they'll come to their senses and join us in voting to reopen the government.
The administration now splashing messages like this one across government websites, pinning the blame on, quote, radical left Democrats for the shutdown. Caught in the middle of the stalemate, millions of federal workers, 750,000 furloughed. Here in Washington, Willie Jo Price is a cafeteria worker at the Library of Congress. She says she won't receive back pay.
The food is high, the electric bills and the gas bill, all of these things went up. So I'm already juggling paycheck to paycheck.
You may not be able to make rent.
Right.
So as of right now, there is no end in sight. Congress is out of session today. The Senate returns tomorrow, the House on Monday. And it is important to note that even as these furloughs are happening, federal workers going without pay, these threats of mass firings throughout the federal workforce, lawmakers will still get their paychecks even during a government shutdown.
Okay, guys, so this is what we're going to be talking about, the government shutdown, as I sip some tea, you know what I mean? I'll probably replay this again. I don't know if you all been keeping track, but I have. So we're going to talk about the government shutdown, and right now, President Trump, well, before the government shutdown, President Trump had said that he was going to fire. Don't worry about coming back. You're fired. Don't worry about coming back. That's what the president said. So we're going to talk about that. Let me get another report pulled up here really quick. All right. Let's here because I believe Senate is supposed to go in today and vote on if these people are going to be fired or not, so, which is illegal, by the way. I want to hear what you all have to say. It's totally illegal. And y'all, as you come in the building, get the thumbs up. All right, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. And also subscribe to the channel today. Subscribe. This is a platform where you can express yourself, have your voice be heard. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel today, as long as you're respectful to the host and also to one another in the chat, okay? Because it's a blame game right now. It's a total blame game. Democrats held out, okay? This is why the government is shut down. We know this, right? But the Republicans, and let me give you a disclaimer really quick. I'm not on either side. I'm no team red or team blue or left or right field, okay? Because I know where this is headed. This is headed to a one world order. Whether you want to believe it or not, you're starting to see it. It's playing out right in front of your eyes. You're becoming a militarized state. Not just one state, the United States are becoming militarized, okay? They're slowly walking you into a one world order, a dictatorship first. They got to get you used to being under a rule of one person and one person setting the precedent, the rules down, regardless of the amendments that are already in place. Okay, so that is my small disclaimer. As you come to the building, go ahead and get the thumbs up. We're going to be talking about the shutdown. We're on day 3 of the shutdown, government shutdown, and Trump said he was going to fire the federal workers if they shut down, which is illegal, guys. You just can't just go fire, even if you're the president, even if you're not the president. You have a corporation. There's guidelines and things of that nature. So turn up the volume. Let me see. Let me check. Hold on, guys. Let me go check to see how the volume is. I'm gonna do a mic check. As you come in the building, go ahead and get the thumbs up, thumbs up. The volume is low. It's low. Let me see if I can go get a mic really quick, guys. Matter of fact, I mean, you can hear, but it is low. So as I thank you for that, let me know. Thank you. I'm going to get a mic really quick and see if that will help with the volume. And y'all just take a look at this. We're going to be talking about the government shutdown. It is day 3, okay? So take a look at this. As I get ready to go look for a microphone. Take a look.
Millions of federal workers already forced to work without pay, including TSA agents and some 2 million troops. The Trump administration ready to take it even further. Sources say Republicans were told layoffs could begin as early as today.
Well, there could be firings, and that's their fault, and it could also be other things.
The White House has already started targeting projects important to Democrats, freezing $18 billion in infrastructure funding for New York City, home of both Democratic leaders Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, and blocking $8 billion for energy projects in 16 states that voted Democrat in the last presidential election. President Trump this morning says he'll meet with the Office of Budget and Management Director Russ Vought to determine which programs will be temporarily or permanently cut, saying Democrats have handed him an unprecedented opportunity. Some Republicans warning all this could backfire and hurt bipartisan negotiations. You would caution against
I'd caution against
firing people.
Response. I would caution against that because it makes it harder for us to get those last 5 Democrats on board with opening the government.
Democrats holding firm on their demands, calling on Republicans to reverse Medicaid cuts and prevent health insurance premiums from rising for millions.
It is not radical to say we want to prevent the average American family from getting these huge increases.
But Republicans say Democrats are holding the country hostage and are calling for moderates in the party to break ranks.
I think a lot of these rank and file Democrats are looking for an off-ramp, and so I'm hoping at some point they'll come to their senses and join us in voting to reopen the government.
The administration now splashing messages like this one across government websites, pinning the blame on, quote, radical left Democrats for the shutdown. Caught in the middle of the stalemate, millions of federal workers, 750,000 furloughed. Here in Washington, Willie Jo Price is a cafeteria worker at the Library of Congress. She says she won't receive back pay.
The food is high, the electric bills and the gas bill, all of these things went up. So I'm already juggling paycheck to paycheck.
You may not be able to make rent.
Right.
So as of right now, there is no end in sight. Congress is out of session today. The Senate returns tomorrow, the House on Monday. And it is important to note that even as these furloughs are happening, federal workers going without pay, these threats of mass firings throughout the federal workforce, lawmakers will still get their paychecks even during a government shutdown.
Okay, guys, so let me remove this. So we're here today to talk about the government shutdown. And so I was informed that the volume is low. So what I'm going to do, I had to plug in my other mic. So that's charging. But we're going to see if we can get the volume up. Let me let me plug in this headset and see if that will help. Let me see. We're going to do a mic check really quick. As I'm getting ready to do this mic check, go ahead and tap the screen, get the thumbs up. Let me see, hold on. Tap the screen, get the thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Yeah. Okay. Mic test, mic test. Mic test, mic test. Woo. I think this might be it.
Mic test, mic test.
Woo, there we go.
Thank you. All right, thank you. I appreciate that. Hello.
Mic test, mic test.
Hello, welcome in, welcome in. So, thank you so much for letting me know about the sound. So guys, 750,000 federal workers are due to be laid off work. And that is concerning. And President Trump has said he's going to fire him. You're fired, right? So let me get this down.
Thank you.
And so that's what we're going to be talking about. What do you think? What are your views regarding the federal, the shutdown of the government, basically? I have my thoughts, and I'm going to share them. Hold on for a minute. Okay. I'm going to share them. I know, excuse me. Sorry, that probably was loud. We know that the Democrats, everybody's going to fight for their for the next election. This is going to really make an impact on who people are going to vote for. Okay, and so the Republicans are saying, hey, the government is shut down because of the Democrats. We know that the Democrats have did not pass what was placed in front of them to vote on, and they're saying, well, the bill was clean, it was good. This is the Republicans. They seen the bill before, it was good. The Democrats are saying, no, they're focused on health care. Now, the twist in the plot is, I've heard that the Republicans are saying that they're not paying for immigrants to get health care, undocumented workers, immigrants. And I want to know what you think about that, because immigrants, the undocumented ones, that's why the ice is out there. That's why ice is everywhere. It's freezing. I mean, it's a slow buildup of frost and ice across America in these cities, right? With the National Guard in place and ice. It's double, you know, it's almost a doggone blizzard regarding the immigrants, getting them out. Trump has already has a program in place where they can volunteer, and they volunteer themselves to get deported back to wherever they came from. Now, and then we have the National Guard that's out on the scene to try to clean up the cities wherever they're deployed to. So I can't really lean on what the Republicans are saying regarding that the Democrats want the immigrants to have health care. No, the Democrats are fighting for your health care. They're not even eligible for health care, but they're hanging that in front of you to confuse you. That's my thoughts. Tell me what your thoughts are, and let me go ahead and check. Go ahead and double tap the screen to get the thumbs up as you come in the building. Cities wherever they're deployed to. So I can't really. Okay, and then we're going to go and listen to, because Congress is supposed to meet again today. So hold on, let's get that pulled up and we'll talk about it. How about it? Let me pull this up really quick. Because look, if the government stays shut down, it's going to affect your healthcare people. We're going into Q4. If we're not already in Q4, what is this? October, November, December. Yeah, we're in Q4. Okay? We're literally in Q4. So you know that you need to get ready to start signing your new benefit packets. If you have health care, that is going to affect you hardworking people out there, if you don't go ahead and get your stuff in, because there's always a deadline for that type of updates. So hold on, let's get this in.
The Med School Insiders MCAT course is finally here, serving as your...
I'm going to take the mic off. Hopefully you guys will still be able to hear. As I get this queued up.
And White House officials tell CBS News the first... And the Senate is scheduled to reconvene today.
Let me know if you guys can hear once I take this mic out.
Power on. The Bluetooth device is ready to pair. The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Minimal. Lawmakers continue to point, and the Senate is scheduled to reconvene today and vote on bills to fund the government, but hopes for an agreement are minimal. Lawmakers continue to point fingers at their colleagues across the aisle without offering a compromise. And White House officials tell CBS News the first round of shutdown-related layoffs that could hit today. The president claims the situation gives him the opportunity to cut government agencies. He also spoke to One America News about this meeting, or a meeting this week with congressional leaders from the Democrats.
They don't want anything to change, and what that's going to do is ruin it for the people that are tax-paying, great American patriots.
He's referring to the Democrats there. CBS News Chief White House correspondent Nancy Cordes has more on this for us from the White House. Nancy, good morning. You know, a government shutdown does not typically lead to layoffs, so help our viewers understand the legal authority the president is using to accomplish that.
Well, that legal authority is being tested already, Errol. You have a group of unions that have filed suit against this administration. They say just because there's a shutdown doesn't mean you can ignore federal hiring and firing rules and just go ahead and put a bunch of jobs on the chopping block. The White House says, you know, they're creating precedent here, and they're willing to take their chances in court, which is a strategy that we have seen from this administration before, where they cut jobs first and wait to see whether a judge will let those cuts stand or not. The other big question, Errol, is just how large these mass firings will be. We simply haven't gotten an answer from the White House yet about how many people they plan to lay off, though we did get some new indications from the White House press secretary yesterday. Take a listen.
It's likely going to be in the thousands. These discussions and these conversations, these meetings would not be happening if the Democrats had voted to keep the government open.
The White House, the president, the director of the Office of Management and Budget have all said that these layoffs could be announced as early as today. So we're watching, Errol, to see if we get any more details about the cuts.
And Nancy, we're also seeing reports of what's being described as targeted messaging around the shutdown, which seems to be coming from the Department of Education. What do you know about that?
Right. Well, in any shutdown, both sides are looking to avoid the blame. And so you can't turn on a TV set without seeing Republican or Democratic leaders making their case. But the administration is using some more subtle means to get their point across as well. CBS News talked to a couple of furloughed employees at the Department of Education who say that they set up those automatic out-of-office messages on their emails, you know, the kind that just say, I'm out of town, or I'm not available right now. And in this case, they say that their out-of-office messages were changed to include White House talking points claiming that Democrats are to blame for the shutdown. You see it right there. Unfortunately, Democratic senators are blocking passage of this bill, which has led to a lapse in appropriations. So it just gives you a sense of how far the White House and in some cases the Democrats will go to get their point across to the American people.
Wow. I'll at least call that creative, changing an out-of-office response to score a point. Nancy Cordes at the White House. Thank you so much.
Honestly, I thought they were.
So I'm going to check the sound once again to see if I really need the mic again. Hopefully I don't, because I don't want that in my ear. So yeah, they're talking about laying these people off, not just furloughing them, but laying them off completely, fired. Okay, let me check the sound. Hold tight. As I'm checking the sound, go ahead and get the thumbs up, double tap the screen. Still low.
All right, mic test, mic test. So there's several. Okay, there we go.
All right, mic test.
All right. There's going to be several lawsuits. Well, right now there are lawsuits already being filed regarding these layoffs or furloughs of government workers, because just because the government shuts down, the government has shut down before. Let's be clear on this. But they don't fire the federal employees. They furlough them. Okay? And Trump is doing something, well, he calls it precedented by firing these people. And so that's why you have these lawsuits being filed, okay? So I'm trying to catch up on you guys' comments so that I can put them up on the screen really quick. All right, let me get my notes because we're going to talk about this today. I seen a comment earlier that I want to address because I believe this is the lie that a lot of people are starting to believe. And hold on, I want to go back. I'll catch back up on those comments in a minute. Let me find this comment. We had a farmer in the building. He said he hasn't seen any difference between the tariffs or anything. And he's a farmer. And we love you farmers. Thank you, farmers. Thank you. Oh, keep doing what you do. Much love to you. because we need you. If we don't have you, we are done. Do you understand? Let me see. I think it right here. Chart. Let me just say thank you to our farmers out there. Thank you. I wish I had my sound with me. So let me just go ahead and give a hand clap to our farmers. We love you. Trust and believe. Because if it wasn't for you, we would not have food on our plates. Although it's expensive. So I don't know what type of farming that you do, but the food prices are going sky high. That's just, maybe the tariffs are not hitting the farmers, but they're hitting us at the supermarkets, you know, because stuff is just ridiculous. But we appreciate you out there doing that hard work that a lot of us could not do and would not want to do. But we love people who enjoy doing that. It's a job. Let me see. I wanted to find, there was a comment regarding the tariffs, or not the tariffs. Where did it go? I can't find it, guys. It was talking about healthcare. And I wanted to tap in on that comment really quick. I might have lost it, y'all. What is the left liberal shutting down our government until, nope, not that one. As you come in the building, go ahead and get the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel today. This is an open platform. You can express yourself whether you agree or disagree. So let me just keep it moving. I wanted to talk about the healthcare, and in the comments section, someone was saying that, well, the Democrats want to give healthcare to the illegals. And I want y'all to really think about what you're saying and what you're witnessing. What you're witnessing that is happening now. Think about ICE, okay? Before you talk about giving illegals healthcare, think about what President Trump is already doing. And I'm not trying to sway anybody. I'm just trying to get you to critically think about what you're saying. So in the comments section, someone was saying that the Democrats want to give illegals health care. The Democrats want to give the illegals, college benefits and things of that nature. That just doesn't play out right, because we already have Trump, and he already has ICE on the streets. He's already deporting, I don't know what the number is to be precise, but several immigrants and illegals that are here in America. So, and it's not even, it's not legal to even give these illegals health care and these benefits that someone who commented before said. No, the health care and why they're fighting, why the Democrats held back, is for your health care and your benefits, and to hold back, because if they don't fix the health care benefits, the cost of health care for everyday Americans is going to be out of your range. It's going to be out of your reach. So that's the real issue. And with them fighting back and forth, the waters are being murky, okay? So think about it. I just want y'all to really sit back and think about it really quick, okay? As you come in the building, make sure you get the thumbs up, and we're just gonna run this video one more time.
Millions of federal workers already forced to work without pay, including TSA agents and some 2 million troops. The Trump administration ready to take it even further. Sources say Republicans were told layoffs could begin as early as today.
Well, there could be firings, and that's their fault, and it could also be other things.
The White House has already started targeting projects important to Democrats, freezing $18 billion in infrastructure funding for New York City, home of both Democratic leaders Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, and blocking $8 billion for energy projects in 16 states that voted Democrat in the last presidential election. President Trump this morning says he'll meet with the Office of Budget and Management Director Russ Vought to determine which programs will be temporarily or permanently cut, saying Democrats have handed him an unprecedented opportunity. Some Republicans warning all this could backfire and hurt bipartisan negotiations. You would caution against
I'd caution against
firing people.
Response. I would caution against that because it makes it harder for us to get those last 5 Democrats on board with opening the government.
Democrats holding firm on their demands, calling on Republicans to reverse Medicaid cuts and prevent health insurance premiums from rising for millions.
It is not radical to say we want to prevent the average American family from getting these huge increases.
But Republicans say Democrats are holding the country hostage and are calling for moderates in the party to break ranks.
I think a lot of these rank and file Democrats are looking for an off-ramp, and so I'm hoping at some point they'll come to their senses and join us in voting to reopen the government.
The administration now splashing messages like this one across government websites, pinning the blame on, quote, radical left Democrats for the shutdown. Caught in the middle of the stalemate, millions of federal workers, 750,000 furloughed. Here in Washington, Willie Jo Price is a cafeteria worker at the Library of Congress. She says she won't receive back pay.
The food is high, the electric bills and the gas bill, all of these things went up. So I'm already juggling paycheck to paycheck.
You may not be able to make rent.
Right.
So as of right now, there is no end in sight. Congress is out of session today. The Senate returns tomorrow, the House on Monday. And it is important to note that even as these furloughs are happening, federal workers going without pay, these threats of mass firings throughout the federal workforce, lawmakers will still get their paychecks even during a government.
So like they're saying, as of right now, there's no end in sight. And I just pray that, my goodness, something happens, because there's going to be anarchy in the streets. Now, I had a conversation earlier this morning, and within this conversation, we were talking about the holidays coming up. And I remember that last year, I can't remember what channel I was on, but I don't celebrate the holidays, so just to let you know. But I want to let you guys know, it's going to be rocky. Keep your money in your pockets, okay, people? Whatever money you have, keep it in your pockets, keep it in your bank. Matter of fact, you might want to take a majority out the bank, but that's just something else we can talk about on a different day, about these banks getting ready to collapse. Also, and the rent crisis that's upon us, that's getting ready to collapse as well. But there's so much getting ready to happen to the United States. It's mind-boggling. So, but I was talking earlier this morning, and I was saying that, I heard that last Thanksgiving, that was y'all last Thanksgiving. That was y'all last time to give thanks for the blessings and the bounty of food that you gobble down each year. Last year, 2024 was your last year for that. You're not going to see very many people smiling and happy come these holidays coming up. And I just want to say, don't keep up with the Joneses. You don't have to celebrate no pagan holidays or none of that, okay? Just focus on you and your family at this point in time right now, because it's crucial. It's crucial for you to ride out the end of the year and going into this new year coming up, 2026, because if this goes through, where Trump is able to fire this, because this will be precedented for him to fire up to 750,000 federal workers, and we're in October, so this is right before the holidays, y'all. This might be the scariest time. October, Halloween time. He's scaring y'all right now. It'll be ugly, y'all. I think this will really start to kick up the anarchy in the streets, right? So I advise to you all to keep your money tight. This is not time to be trying to keep up with the Joneses, trying to floss, none of that, okay? Because shoot, y'all, I don't care if you middle class. It's no such thing as poor. It's middle class. It's really the haves and have-nots, and they really just want the haves to be happy. and a lot of people are getting hoodwinked, okay? A lot of people are getting hoodwinked. So let me catch up on some of you guys' comments really quick. Hold on. Go ahead and put this up. And I'm going to have to get out of here because the battery is going down. So let me read that comment that I just had up. Someone wrote Donald Trump is the greatest president to ever exist. If you agree, okay, that I think that's just a little trend that they do. Like a chain, like they did in high school, chain mail. I never liked that in high school. Okay. The shutdown is evil and stupid. And you know what's interesting? I brought this up before. The last shutdown we had, and I want to see if we have anybody new in the building. The last shutdown we had, what president was in office with the last shutdown that we had? Somebody put it in the chat. It's evil and stupid, yes, but this one is more evil and diabolical indeed, because if these folks lose their jobs and not become furloughed, yeah, this is truly evil. Do we have anybody who knows who was in office when the last shutdown occurred? And I'm waiting. No, it wasn't Joe Biden. Try again. DT, Donald Trump. That's right. That's right. The last shutdown that happened in the United States, Donald Trump was in office, and then, so he's been under 2 government shutdowns. DT. You know, and I see you, Dingo. A lot of people, they laugh now, but a lot of people will be crying later. A lot of people will be crying later because, like I was just getting ready to say, there's the haves and the have-nots. Okay? They're trying to convince the have-nots that a lot of them that got a little money, you know, that they're with the haves, but they're really not. They're really not. They're have-nots. The working poor. Okay? And a lot of the working poor think that they're up there with the president and his chamber, you know, his staff. No, they're not. They're not. They're about to suffer greatly, and I don't think they're prepared for it. If you ask me, I really don't. What do you say? You're from New Orleans. You survived Katrina. My daddy died. Oh, sorry to hear that. Yeah, and if you survived Katrina, God bless you, because that was horrible too. And I'm not talking about the survivors, because there's a lot of survivors out there, and not to be funny, but a lot of Black folks are survivors innately. It's just we've had to survive. I'm going to see a lot of crash outs in non-Black neighborhoods. We're going to start seeing that. I'm not predicting anything negative, but we're going to start seeing that, guys. Okay? Let me see. You believe he'll bring in the OWO? What is the O? Let me see. OWO. I'm trying to figure out the acronym for the OWO. Because I'm thinking about something totally different. Thinking about something totally different. Okay, Dingo, watch it. Watch out now. Watch out now. I'm letting you ride out in the chat, which I do. I do let you speak your mind. So we're going to recap really quick. Go ahead and get the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel today. This platform is a platform where you're able to speak your mind, whether you agree with me or disagree with me. I think it's ludicrous that the government shut down. And I do understand that the Democrats held out from voting. But what you're hearing and what they're trying to spin is that, oh, one world. Oh, thank you, baby. Okay, I was there. Yes, it is the one world order coming. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It is the one world order coming, and that's just my stance. That's why I give you my disclaimer in the beginning. I'm neither Republican or Democrat, left field, right field, whatever field, because I see what's coming down the pike, and a lot of people, they don't see it. They're not even thinking about it, but they've been preparing you guys for it for the longest. Okay, it's going to be a one world order, so you're not going to have to worry about red or blue. You're not going to have to worry about red or blue, the Republicans or Democrats. You're not going to have to worry about radical left, nationalism, and all that. It's going to be a one world order where you either follow what is said or you're out of there. And you know what? I wanted to, oh man, I should have downloaded. Let me see if it probably will not allow me to pick it up. I want to show you guys part of the one world order, because with all the censorship talk, let me see if I can download this. I'm gonna let y'all look at this video one more time and see if I can get this downloaded. Because with all the censorship, you know, Jimmy Kimmel, but I already knew that was a bust, that he was getting his job back because the FCC they did that totally illegal. But they're gonna have, you know how you have your credit and you have all your credits in 3 different credit bureaus, right? And so, but there's going to be a social credit system as well coming. And that's going to be part of the one world order. All of you on social media and everything, it's going to be so, you're going to just lose credits for breathing wrong. Okay, it's going to be held against you like your social, like your credit score, but it's going to be a social credit score. And they do this in China already. I mean, if you jaywalk, they take points off of your social credit score. And I thought I had a video saved because I was going to come back and talk about that. And maybe I didn't save it. Let me see. Hold on for a minute. So that's just going to be part of the bond, the chains that bind, okay? The social credit score. And if you already struggling with, you know, your regular credit score, baby, it's going to be very ugly. We were going to talk about Diddy too in a few as we get ready to wind this up. But let me see if I can find that really quick. If not, I'll just come back later and do that as a separate broadcast so we can talk about your social credit score, anything you do in society, anything you do on social media. I've talked about this many, many years ago, and how China enacted the social credit score, where they can't, if they jaywalk or if they litter, that goes against their social credit score, right? And so they can't fly, or they can't ride the train for 30 days, or, you know, they can't go to the neighboring city for 24 hours or something like that. This is just a for instance that I'm giving you, because I don't know all of their rules, but I do know that they have a social credit score where they monitor the people. You know, there's cameras everywhere in China, just like they're trying to have cameras everywhere here in the United States. And so this is coming to the United States. So that's why I say, y'all be prepared. A one world order is coming. Okay? So let me see. I'll catch up with y'all on the comments. I'm sorry. I was really trying to look for this. I wanted y'all to hear. Oh, I think I found it. Let me see if I can download this and put it on on the screen for you all, because I think it's really interesting. 'Cause this is what it's going to look like. Dog, I should have had this ready before. As you come in the building, go ahead and get the thumbs up. We're still talking about the government shutdown. More than 750,000, government workers are furloughed, but Trump said they're fired. Check it out.
Millions of federal workers already forced to work without pay, including TSA agents and some 2 million troops. The Trump administration ready to take it even further. Sources say Republicans were told layoffs could begin as early as today.
Well, there could be firings, and that's their fault, and it could also be other things.
The White House has already started targeting projects important to Democrats, freezing $18 billion in infrastructure funding for New York City, home of both Democratic leaders Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, and blocking $8 billion for energy projects in 16 states that voted Democrat in the last presidential election. President Trump this morning says he'll meet with the Office of Budget and Management Director Russ Vought to determine which programs will be temporarily or permanently cut, saying Democrats have handed him an unprecedented opportunity. Some Republicans warning all this could backfire and hurt bipartisan negotiations.
You would caution against,
I'd caution against
firing people.
Response. I would caution against that because it makes it harder for us to get those last 5 Democrats on board with opening the government.
Democrats holding firm on their demands, calling on Republicans to reverse Medicaid cuts and prevent health insurance premiums from rising for millions.
It is not radical to say we want to prevent the average American family from getting these huge increases.
But Republicans say Democrats are holding the country hostage and are calling for moderates in the party to break ranks.
I think a lot of these rank and file Democrats are looking for an off-ramp, and so I'm hoping at some point they'll come to their senses and join us in voting to reopen the government.
The administration now splashing messages like this one across government websites, pinning the blame on, quote, radical left Democrats for the shutdown. Caught in the middle of the stalemate, millions of federal workers, 750,000 furloughed. Here in Washington, Willie Jo Price is a cafeteria worker at the Library of Congress. She says she won't receive back pay.
The food is high, the electric bills and the gas bill, all of these things went up. So I'm already juggling paycheck to paycheck.
You may not be able to make rent.
Right.
So as of right now, there is no end in sight. Congress is out of session today. The Senate returns tomorrow, the House on Monday. And it is important to note that even as these furloughs are happening, federal workers going without pay, these threats of mass firings throughout the federal workforce, lawmakers will still get their paychecks even during a government.
Lawmakers will still get their paychecks, but the ones who are furloughed, basically fired, they're going to be out of a job. And imagine people work for the government. That's a career. Okay, there's a difference between careers and jobs. That's a long term. That's long term in the workforce. Okay, and so just to get fired, and maybe you did 20 years, fired. I don't know if you get any of your money, if you get what was it called? I used to be GS a while back, in Thrifty Savings Plan. I don't know if they'll get their Thrifty Savings Plan. This is something like your pension. You know, they probably don't even call it Thrifty Savings Plan anymore. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody who may still work for the government, you may be GS, you may be NAF. Those are government jobs. And you get a pension, and it's Thrifty Savings Plan, or I don't know. It's been a minute since I worked in the government for 16 years. So for the government for 16 years, and so it was called the Thrifty Savings Plan then. But look, I left this comment on the screen for a minute because I'm telling you guys, and I'm giving you guys my stance, I've told you I'm not Republican, Democrat, left field, or right field. I believe that we're headed into a new world order, and I stand behind my beliefs because what biblical teachings have taught us. And so what I want to do, I want to bring up something, how it would look if and when, not if, but when the social credit score system comes into play. Okay, so I kept Daniels comment up, it's one world order, right? That's going to be part of the one world order. The social credit score. And this social credit score system is already in play in China. They're already doing it, honey. It's a go. I mean, you litter and somebody sees you littering, you can't go to the grocery store for 5 days. It's against your social credit score. You're just not a good citizen. So stay in the house for 5 days. I'm kind of just making that up. I'm sure you know that, but this is how it works over there. I don't know their rules. You don't pay your phone bill on time. You can't travel to the next city. Social credit scores. This is different than your average credit score where you got to go through the 3 different credit bureaus. That's going to probably be piled on. They're putting you in lock, stock, chain, and barrel. So I want you to see this video. It just kind of gives you an idea of your social digital credit score. Y'all check this out. This is wild, okay? Check it out. Let me see if I can get it up here.
Millions of federal
Oh,
workers
no, it
already
didn't load.
forced
Hold
to
on for
work
a minute.
without pay,
Hold on.
including TSA
No,
agents
we're going
and
to
some
remove
2
that.
million troops.
It did not
The Trump
load.
administration ready to...
Let me see if I can get it on here. Y'all hold tight. Let me see. I want it to play. Hold on. I have to play it a different way. Hold on. Gosh. Okay, there it is. Here we go. Check it out.
Final notice, your account balance is below 500. You need 50 credits by the end of the day to avoid automatic eviction. If you have missed work due to illness, you must provide a doctor's note to reclaim your credits.
Any extra credits? Please.
Tensions are high today, with more people planning to join the Citizens Against Digital Control protest. Remember, the government knows who you are at all times. Resisting is not worth the consequences. All of their newest social credit systems are designed to keep you and your families safe and efficient.
Authorities seized a record balance of an individual's credits, citing excessive hoarding.
Traffic violation detected. 7 miles per hour over the limit. 75 credits have been automatically deducted.
You have to be fucking kidding me.
Yep, you got the flu. Your blood work shows a significant iron deficiency. I recommend incorporating more red meat into your diet.
Dr. Jones, your taxes were not filed and have been automatically deducted with late fees. Your medical license has been revoked.
Oh, hell nah, I filed an extension.
Purchase denied. Monthly red meat allowance exceeded. Try mealworms instead.
Can you guys please let me through?
Attention. Unauthorized political gathering detected. Participants' access to financial services has been suspended. Due to the speeding infraction, your car will be immobilized for 3 days.
Fuck you! Take your surveillance policies and rot in hell!
You've earned 50 bonus credits for reporting your neighbor's hateful misconduct. This content exceeds your current social credit tier. May we suggest citizen responsibility? Sarah, open the door. You have been identified by the authorities. Don't resist. Don't resist. Don't resist.
Now that's coming, people. That is coming, okay? I want to play it one more again before we get out of here. That's coming. Whether you believe it or not, your freedoms are being slowly taken away from you to where, look, you're the battery that Neo showed you were in the movie The Matrix. Y'all remember when he woke up in that pod and he took the cords out of his mouth and he's throwing them, he's in that slime pod? You Americans, you humans, you ones with the blood flowing through your veins, you've always been property. They've always had you on the stock market, okay? But they really, they just want you as the battery to run and support the matrix and to keep the haves having and the have-nots having nothing but your life force being drained from out of you. Literally, you will have to be so good that you could be able to enjoy the sunlight like you can do just opening your door and walking and sitting down. You probably would have to get permission for that. Okay, and that's extreme, but I'm telling you, that's where we are. That's where we're at, okay? Because just like in that short clip, that video where it showed someone taking a photo of someone and they ran away, and it said, you lose so many credits because someone has reported you, one of your neighbors has reported you for misconduct. That's already happening. Some of you guys may be familiar with the terminology gang stalking, where your community harasses you, they follow you, they believe lies about you, you're the enemy of the state, and that's because you have done absolutely nothing. Maybe you've been a whistleblower. Maybe you worked at a corporation or a company and you went one too many times to HR and you were put on a watch list. Or maybe you just are outspoken. I know for a fact that I'm on a watch list, okay? I know they watch me and I did nothing but open my mouth and speak the truth, okay? And a lot of citizens of America are already on that watch list, and a lot of citizens in America signed up thinking that they signed up for just a regular job, just community watch. You know, it started with, you know, those signs back in the day, they used to put them in certain nice neighborhoods, or crime watchers, or crime, oh, what was it called? If anybody remembers that, put it in the chat. In certain neighborhoods, and it wasn't in bad neighborhoods. It was in just certain neighborhoods. Crime watchers? I want to say it was crime watchers. I think, you know, don't hold me to that. But it used to have like a little guy with the bandit mask on and a hat tilted to the side. And it said it had information where you can contact, you know, and it was prepping you back then to watch your, not watch really the crime that was going on. You're watching your neighbors. But they're making you think, oh, I'm securing the neighborhood, right? It was slowly grooming you into what they call nowadays as gang stalking. So you were actually gang stalking one another, especially the ones that really were dedicated. You know, they probably couldn't make pass the law enforcement test or something along there. So they really were invested. That's probably where we got a lot of folks that just always in other people's business. Neighborhood watch. Thank you, David. Thank you. The neighborhood watch, right? And it seems so innocent because we all were really asleep back then. That's a great idea, neighborhood watch. I mean, they even have apps now, days called something along neighborhood something. Oh, we're just going to give you the information, what's going on in your neighborhood. And you tell us what's going on in your neighborhood too. And you're so asleep, you're so blind that you don't realize you're being indoctrinated into a system of the police state, okay? That the movie with Will Smith, Enemy of the State, is real. There is a lot of everyday citizens that are the enemy of the state, okay? And then you might wake up one morning and you start noticing patterns. This is how gang stalking occurs. They start showing you patterns of different colored cars, red cars or white cars, and they're always coming in sequences. Okay, they'll start to wake you up to, yeah, we're following you, we're watching you. Everyday people, homes are bugged, homes are have hidden cameras in it, and people do this, and they they sign up. Some people sign up, and some people are swayed into being part of the gang stalking system or the policing of the everyday citizen, so they think. And some people are blackmailed. You got some convicts that may get out early and say, well, this is part of your terms and conditions for your early release. You have to follow these people when we send you this text and this information, and take pictures, report back to us. It might sound ludicrous, but this has been happening for years. And people have spoke out about it, but it sounds so out there, so very bizarre that even your government, even police, even people in the medical field, it is so encompassing of society that for when people start to report this, people would call them crazy or something's off. No, do you need to go to the doctor? Do you need to see somebody? Because they want to make the people that are in these programs look delusional or look like they're having some kind of mental breakdown, when in actuality they are not. They are in a program where people are harassing them, stalking them, doing home invasions and things of that nature. And they really want these people to segregate, or not segregate, but isolate themselves from society so that they can keep bombarding these people with different tactics. And it's called also a slow kill program, where they want them to off themselves or slowly get offed by getting poisoned, getting in car accidents. Some car accidents are not accidents, they're intentional. So it really is deep. And this started after 9/11, okay? When the Patriot Act was signed, this opened the floodgates for everyday citizens to be stalked, harassed, and then nobody would believe them, because we just can't comprehend our government doing something like that to its people. But it's happening, and it's going to break open into the light once you really start seeing the operations of the new world order. So I want you guys to take a look at this video once again. I think this will open your eyes to what is to come, okay? And they're already doing a digital credit score in China. And so this is coming to America too. And this is going to be part of your one world order. Take a look.
Final notice, your account balance is below 500. You need 50 credits by the end of the day to avoid automatic eviction. If you have missed work due to illness, you must provide a doctor's note to reclaim your credits.
Any extra credits? Please.
Tensions are high today, with more people planning to join the Citizens Against Digital Control protest. Remember, the government knows who you are at all times. Resisting is not worth the consequences. All of their newest social credit systems are designed to keep you and your families safe and efficient.
Authorities seized a record balance of an individual's credits, citing excessive hoarding.
Traffic violation detected. 7 miles per hour over the limit. 75 credits have been automatically deducted.
You have to be fucking kidding me.
Yep, you got the flu. Your blood work shows a significant iron deficiency. I recommend incorporating more red meat into your diet.
Dr. Jones, your taxes were not filed and have been automatically deducted with late fees. Your medical license has been revoked.
Oh, hell nah, I filed an extension.
Purchase denied. Monthly red meat allowance exceeded. Try mealworms instead.
Can you guys please let me through?
Attention. Unauthorized political gathering detected. Participants' access to financial services has been suspended. Due to the speeding infraction, your car will be immobilized for 3 days.
Fuck you! Take your surveillance policies and rot in hell!
You've earned 50 bonus credits for reporting your neighbor's hateful misconduct. This content exceeds your current social credit tier. May we suggest citizen responsibility? Sarah, open the door. You have been identified by the authorities. Don't resist. Don't resist. Don't resist.
That seems so way out there, I know, right?
Final notice, your account balance is below 500. You need 50 credits by the end of
Like, that would never happen. Oh my God, that's just, oh my goodness, sci-fi, right? Honey, that's what is called the one world order, where you're gonna have to have credits just to go take a dump and a piss, okay? In your own house. If not, if you exceeded your credits, go outside. And then if you're outside, you're gonna get fined and more credits. So go and get locked up for 90 days. Okay, that's how crazy it's gonna be. And while people have participated in these gang stalking programs and these illegal programs, they've been illegal to surveillance everyday citizens without a search warrant. Okay. And I forget, we're going to have to do a special on that where because there's legal terms to this gang stalking program, and the gang stalking is a slang word, just where everybody who is familiar with that terminology understands exactly what it is. Most people's mic check. Mic check. So, yes, I'm gonna wind this up. We were talking about gang stalking. I'm gonna do a whole breakdown regarding gang stalking. The battery is going low, so I'm gonna go ahead and wind this conversation up. We talked about the government shutdown, the 750,000 federal workers who are furloughed but will be fired from what Trump is saying. And also, I read some people saying in the chat regarding P. Diddy. I believe he's supposed to be getting sentenced tomorrow. Okay. Let me see. Make sure. I've seen people were like free P. Diddy. P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, is in jail awaiting his hearing. And we shall see what's going to happen. I think he can get up to 11 years in prison, but he's already served some time because he got arrested in 2024. I can't remember what date exactly, but I believe it's been a year and some change now, almost a year. So whatever sentence he receives, he will get that time served, attached to the sentencing. But a lot of people want him to stay in prison. I do, because he did some crimes that were just diabolical. Okay, and not for his sexual preferences. I'm talking about just the crimes he did regarding casting and other people, rappers, and just devastating people's lives, there should be consequences to those actions, because I believe if he's not punished for those actions, then that will just let the other predators continue to be predators. And they need to see if someone with Diddy's precedence and someone his stature and his command in the music industry, see what can happen if you think that you can keep pushing the lines of the law or think that you're above the law. What can happen to those type of people? This needs to make people second think their criminal activity when it comes to grooming and using sex to get, their thrills first and foremost, but also using sex to manipulate people's will. Although they do have free will, but people do have ambitions that sometimes get override their thought process to how this will affect them in the long haul. And I do believe people that did fall into that trap, such as Cassidy, did not know that there are true demons and devils that walk amongst us and that are in the flesh of people. Okay, and so some things that may have sounded like, oh, so simple, a twosome, a threesome, not a twosome, a threesome, but leads to a slippery slope of baby oil, and things of that nature, and prostitutes and freak offs. And, I'm sure a young Cassidy never even imagined those type of things. So anyway, y'all wanted me to tap in on the subject of Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, if some of you know him, Sean Combs. He will be sentenced tomorrow, so I'll probably tap in tomorrow after that hearing is over. Or is it what's the day? Today's Friday, so I don't think the hearing's tomorrow. But I think I heard that it was tomorrow, but it probably will be on Monday. So whenever the hearing takes place, we'll tap in. We'll tap in for sure. So y'all, go ahead, subscribe to the channel today. This channel is an open forum for everyone who has a thought in their head that wants to speak on the topics that are being presented here on the channel. So go ahead and double tap your screen, subscribe to the channel today, and be abreast of what's going on in the world. Like I said, I'm not Republican, Democrat, left field or right field. I believe we are headed to a one world order. Tap in today. And I'm out, and much love.